We're good, Jay. All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Today's date is Monday, September 14th, 2020. This is our Administration and Finance Committee meeting. Items for action is item A, an ordinance authorizing the execution and delivery of an agreement between Fairfield County and Project Windsor to provide certain incentives, authorizing the sale of certain real property in the county and other related matters. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. For discussion, we'll go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Taylor first before we ask questions.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We will have Ty Davenport, our Economic Development Director, doing the majority of this presentation. The presentation that we're are very glad to be able to bring to you all is a request on yet another economic development project. This is a very good project. It does have essentially a lot of moving pieces and parts. We started out going one direction and it's ended up going a different direction, but we were able to continue to work with the company and keep them here. We thought we were going to have them located on a vacant piece of land. It turned out that the grading cost made that cost prohibitive, so we were able to redirect, and now they will be going into our spec building. But again, there are some things we're going to have to do to make that work for them also, and I will let Mr. Davenport go over the details.
Now, what is the Windsor part? Is that the solar company?
That's
No, sir, this is not.
That's the
Well,
project
but
name
I
as
really hadn't heard what you said.
So this,
Well, go ahead.
because we're kind of early on, and before we fully release the name of the company, the Department of Commerce is putting money into this, and when
Oh, that was that property they bought? That's the property that you got money from Commerce and Fairfield Co-op?
No, this one is in the industrial park. It will not involve the co-ops. This is in Dominion's territory. It's a new one we really haven't talked in great detail to you all about yet. And again, we can't divulge the name or some of the other specifics because Commerce, I think, is participating, and we do have to wait for them. Because with Commerce, when they put money into it, they want to be involved with the rollout of the company, and that's what we're facing here also. But there are details we want to let you all know so you're not hit blindsided, since you are our council. You represent the people of Fairfield County, so we want to give you as much as we can in details. Let's go ahead and get you all on board with hopefully supporting what we've put together here. But again, Ty, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, while we're on the industrial park, how's the suit going against Alliance?
if we could, let's just
And Ty can touch
Yeah.
on that a little bit. But again, it's an ongoing lawsuit. We really don't comment too much,
Yeah.
other than we can divulge that as anyone can see, the bridges are continuing to deteriorate. I think the attorneys have all went out there on site and looked at
But
them.
before we go into Alliance, could we discuss the item on the agenda first?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So as Mr. Taylor said, Project Windsor is considering Fairfield County. It's not a done deal yet. Windsor's a code name, so that's not the name of the company. Initially, they were looking at a greenfield site, and it for a number of reasons it didn't work out. Our spec building is a potential fit for them. So if it does work out for Fairfield County, the project will be fast moving. So right now, what we're doing is taking all the preliminary steps to be ready to vote on it should they select us. There's some discretionary incentives that the state has that they have that they are considering awarding that make the project not a sure thing yet. And the company's also considering a couple other options. So we are getting poised, and I think we are the preferred site. I will say that we're well out in front. I hope. So the building, they're looking at the spec building. That's what's under consideration now. We have offered to do a special source revenue credit. The percentage is okay to. So we will do a special revenue credit of about 20%. So what that means is their fee. They will do a fee in lieu agreement, and the fee will be reduced by roughly 20% for 10 years, and then it will go up to the normal level. The millage can adjust every 5 years. Every 5 years, if we raise the millage rate, every 5 years they can. So that's the one piece of the incentives. The other piece is that this project, if it does happen, will consume all the available property associated with the spec building, and there's a very on the spec building property, there's a very large detention or retention pond that the company needs to fill in and use it for laydown area. But then what do you do with that water, the storm water? So fortunately, across the street, we own property, and I've given the chairman the site plan. But we own property, and there's a there's a low piece of property over there that's very difficult to access. So we are going to transfer that piece of property to the company as well. We will probably never get any use out of it anyway, and we need to construct a detention pond on that property. We'll construct it and then turn it over to them. We won't have to maintain it or anything like that. So we have a design underway now. Once it's designed and the deal is consummated, we will go ahead with construction, assuming everything works out. Anticipate the cost of that to be, less than $50,000.
But the return will be greater, correct?
Oh, yes. It is, there's a nice employment number associated with it and a significant investment number associated with it. So I don't feel like it's appropriate to share that now, but it is a good deal for the county,
Okay.
deal for the people.
And the salaries are
Significant salaries, very good salaries, be a high payer. Yep,
one of the higher paying new companies we will have recruited.
that's right.
Okay.
Brand name, be a company that y'all will recognize. So it's good to have a marquee name in the county. So very excited about it, very positive.
It's awesome.
So
Any questions from, the request was is there a request for additional funds or?
We will be needing money to spend for the retention pond, the relocation of the retention pond. That's, with a lot of these projects, we do, tax incentives and things such as that. With this one, sometimes we get property. With this one, we will be selling the building for asking price, right?
Yes, we're getting a fair price for it, and so we'll sell the building for what basically what we have in it, and then the bonus to them is the additional property across
Additional
the street.
property.
Well,
But we will have to give them that property, and we will have to.
the county's small engineering firm that we were going to use, will he be able to do this for the retainer fall?
I'm sorry, the
Retainer.
smaller engineering firm. I didn't.
The one that we decided we could use instead of maybe on some projects not get bids because he would be over it.
Yeah, the fee for this was it's not significant, and we were able to save a lot of money using the engineer that was already on the job, already involved. So we're getting the engineering for half price really.
How
So
close are we?
Answer is yes.
How close are they to making the decision whether or not they're going to come here or go elsewhere?
I think it's largely contingent upon the stuff that the state's doing, the incentives that they have, and they have a committee that has to vote, and that vote hasn't taken place yet. So, I don't want to say it's 100% on that, but I feel like that that's a big piece of it. And then they're doing some due diligence work on our property and on the building to make sure that they can, in fact, upfit it to meet their need. Like I said, they are kind of going to be shoehorned in there, a little concerned about, and there's nothing we can do about that. We can't make the property bigger.
Right.
It's landlocked.
Not to put you on the spot, but you feel pretty confident that we may get this company, right?
I feel like if the state comes through and no red flags come out of the due diligence that they do, and that could be an environmental issue, an inability to get a piece of infrastructure to the site. I don't see anything out there now, no.
As far as I asked from the committee today, we need to be able to move forward with the retention pond and the donation of the other property.
Correct,
Is
that's
that
right.
correct?
Need your recommendation for that, yes.
Right. So, and the retention pond would be roughly 75,000 or less,
Or less, yes.
hopefully less. So what we would be asking is no more than 75,000, or we would come back to you all for relocation of the retention pond.
Okay.
And the donation of the other parcel of property for the new retention pond to go on.
Okay.
And that parcel, I think, has limited value for us anyway because it's a very low parcel. I think it was better suited for a retention pond to begin with.
Yeah,
And we go pull that money from where?
Ms. Johnson, where would you suggest we pull that money from?
Council salaries?
You just
Might
lost
as
the
well,
vote.
they pay us a big bill.
That would probably more than likely come from a different
Okay, fund balance.
fund balance.
Okay.
But I think the return on
I'm
this
good.
property, if we,
It'll be 75 from the fund balance, but the return on it would be,
We paid back in the first 4 months of their existence with revenue taxes.
okay.
One more question. Are we gonna do the retention pond ahead of them making the announcement, or, I mean, it's something, are we just gonna kind of wait?
I think that would probably contingent upon,
Thomas?
also, we would agree, if they agree to locate here, and after it's done, we would start that work.
Yeah, we wouldn't move any dirt until they signed on the dotted line for the,
They won't be in the front of the building like it was in Ridgeway.
sir? Yeah. Yeah, once they close, there wouldn't be any risk on that, I would think, so, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have-
Well, I'd like to thank you and Sam for y'all efforts. I think we're moving in a great direction. So, council have any further questions, or does somebody want to make a motion to approve the up to?
I move to approve it.
I second it.
Motion been made and approved, and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the ayes have it. If nothing else, entertain a motion to.
We need to do the donation of the land also.
That's right.
Fund.
Yeah, that's right. So basically what we're doing is swapping, correct? Okay.
No, we're not swapping.
Not
No,
swapping?
We're not retaining any, we're giving
Okay.
them this property.
Okay.
They keep the retention pond.
They keep the
property.
retention pond property.
Comes a
also.
laydown.
Okay. Mr. Morgan, you-
As part of the agreement, we're working, when the new detention pond is constructed, then it will be on the property that will be conveyed to Project Windsor, and then they will craft an agreement where they have contractual rights to keep that detention pond.
okay,
With the idea being it's just not turned into, it's not upkept, and then we have problems coming on.
Their responsibility.
exactly. So, do I need to make a second motion or amend that motion to add it into it?
Take a second.
Okay.
Because you're talking about funds and then.
Okay. Does any councilman want to make that motion to add the retention pond into the deal?
I make, so move.
Second.
Motion been made and approved to add the retention pond into the deal. All those in favor signify by saying aye. The ayes have it. Anything else? If not, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
The move and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. We are adjourned.
Thank you all.